Betsy Bowman, Executive Director, Lebanon County Redevelopment Authority.
Dan Lyons, Community Development Specialist with the Lebanon County Redevelopment Authority.
Okay, we're here today just to talk about the county's Community Development Block Grant Program. And this is the time of the year that we usually attend the meeting to ask for the commissioners to approve their annual application. The 2016 application will be submitted to DCED mid-December. And along with the application, there will be 3 resolutions that we'll need to have done as well. We also have a major budget modification that would need to be approved that we're submitting along with the application. That's another resolution. We have an administrative contract between the county and the Redevelopment Authority. And we also understand that the county received a 2015 contract. So I think we'll start with that. That we have is that the county has received the 2015 contract between the Commonwealth and the county for actually in the amount of $410,416. That's the 15 allocation. And the contract is signed annually. It just sets forth all of the conditions, requirements, procedures, policies that the county must follow in order to receive that block grant fund. And that would not need to be done by resolution because last year you did a resolution for 2015 that said that you would execute any and all documents that the state provides to you as part of that. So it would merely be for you to authorize signing it rather than by resolution.
Okay, so executing the agreement.
Executing.
We need a motion to.
It's been moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to execute the document. Any questions or comments? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
The next item would be the 2016 application that we intend to submit for the county, along with the 3 resolutions, and Dan can cover that information.
Sure. So you just approved the fiscal year 2015 contract. That's the end of the annual cycle. Now we can, once the state executes that, we'll be able to begin to spend that money. We have, we're in the fiscal year 2016 application cycle. This is the last step that we have here at the county before we send it off to the state. So the application cycle began back in May when we sent out the letters to the eligible municipalities throughout the county and advertised for a public hearing for input on how the public would like to see the funds spent. We held that first hearing. We had applications due back to the authority at the beginning of August. There was a time for us to review the projects. We held a second public hearing on those, and now we're here to have that application actually approved by resolution. And as Betsy mentioned, the resolution will be to approve the fiscal year 2016 application in all respects, which also then authorizes the chairman to execute any documents related to that application, which will be ultimately the contract that comes in next year. With this year's application, I distributed a small funding chart there, the one labeled fiscal year 2016, and you can see that those who applied for funding this year were able to be funded in whole, as opposed to last year. If you remember, we had more applications than there was available funding, and we had to do some prioritization, and we actually had a waiting list. So this year, everybody was able to be funded, and so you can see there, it's the Volunteers in Medicine walk-in clinic, and Myerstown Borough is getting an additional year for their street improvements project on Railroad Street. And then the balance of the money is going to the county's ongoing housing programs, the first-time homebuyer program and the housing rehabilitation program. Let's see. So if you would entertain this first resolution, it will be to approve this application in all respects. And
may I ask a question?
yes, you may.
I think everything you have is absolutely wonderful and worthwhile. And I just want to make sure, because you said about, I don't know, for next year, will the chair be Bill? Are you on the board at the VIM or not?
No,
Okay,
but I may abstain anyway, I'm a volunteer there. That, I don't know what the definition, I don't have a
yeah.
conflict.
I just wasn't sure about if there was conflicts. I didn't want to see him or you or anybody, you know,
Get in
feel that the,
trouble.
yeah,
That's a good point.
okay. Then I'm good if he's,
I think I will abstain anyway, I don't want to get,
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the 2016 funding application as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Aye.
Okay. Thank you. So that's the first resolution.
Motion carries.
As Betsy alluded to, there's 2 additional resolutions that accompany the annual application. And the first is the fair housing resolution. It's every year the county must adopt a fair housing resolution, which then allows the authority to, on the county's behalf, to advertise the annual fair housing notice, which directs residents of the county to the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission if they have a complaint, a fair housing complaint, or they feel they've been discriminated against. And then in addition to that, the Redevelopment Authority, on behalf of the county, carries out one activity every year to further fair housing. So we have that resolution.
Is that a separate one, or we ready?
It is a separate one, yes.
Seek a motion to adopt the fair housing application.
Resolution.
Resolution.
Yeah, fair housing.
So moved or second, whichever.
It's been moved and seconded. Did you get that, Kathy?
Yes.
You good? Any comments or questions? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then the final resolution for the fiscal year 2016 application is a resolution recertifying procedural documents for the administration of the program. And this includes plans that the county has adopted in the past that now, on an annual basis, get recertified. And those are the Residential Anti-Displacement and Relocation Plan, the Minority and Women Business Enterprise Plan, and the Citizen Participation Plan.
I make a motion to approve the recertifying application plan.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? I dare you. I don't know how people follow all this stuff, but it's just, one layer over another. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Thank you. So that does it for the fiscal year 2016 application. There are actual pages that will go inside the application that must be signed by Chairman Phillips. So I have those that I'll leave behind. And as Betsy mentioned, also the administrative agreement that the county has with the Redevelopment Authority for the administration of that program. The last item of business then is the budget modification to prior fiscal years. And it is a sizable modification. It's somewhat of a housekeeping, house cleaning budget modification. Last year's application, there were more requests for funding than there was funding available. We had the waiting list, but at the time that we submitted and approved the application, several activities the eligibility of several activities was contingent upon satisfactory income survey results. And we conducted those income surveys after we had the application approved, and unfortunately, a number of activities failed to qualify because the income surveys were unsuccessful.
Meaning it was higher than eligible?
Actually, that would be one way for it to be unsuccessful, but that's not the problem we encountered. The problem we actually had was a failure to achieve the minimum acceptable response rate. You need to have at least 80% responses to even have the survey considered valid. So unfortunately, the results that we did get in all of those areas indicated that they were lower moderate income majority, but we just were unable to make that 80% mark response rate.
And to remind you,